Let's review a classic masculine fougere from the late 70s, and of course I'm talking about Azzaro's Pour Homme. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And also be sure to follow my fragrance Instagram page where I have been posting daily content. So definitely be sure to check that out. But today we're focusing on the classic, like I said, from the late 70s is Azzaro Pour Homme. Now, this was actually the first masculine launch from the house of Azzaro. And when this came off, I heard this fragrance absolutely took off. You can see why, guys. And we'll talk about if this actually still holds a candle to today's fougeres and if it's a little bit outdated or not as well. But before we talk about the fragrance, let's go over some information about it now. So the retail prices for Azzaro Pour Homme, you could pick up a 50 ml bottle for $65, or you can get a 100 ml bottle like I have in hand for $95. Now, that is just the retail price for this fragrance. Of course, you can find it at discounters or like rack stores and stuff like that. Like I actually did, I think I got this bottle in a bundle set for like 15 bucks or something like that, which was an absolute steal. When I saw that at that price, I absolutely snuck it up. And if I find a good price, I'll obviously leave that link in the comments and the description below. So there's actually two perfumers behind Azzaro Pour Homme. The first is actually Jared Anthony, and the second is actually Richard Wirtz. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, to be honest, I don't know any creations that these two guys have actually made. I don't know if they're actually still making fragrances or they just created some classics back in the day. But yeah, those are the two noses behind this one. The release date for Azzaro Pour Homme, like I said, was launched in the late 70s, but the official launch was actually in 1978. So it is actually fairly old, being obviously a 70s fougere, but surprisingly has not been discontinued, and you can still get a bottle of this pretty easily nowadays. So with all that information out of the way, let's go and look at the packaging and presentation with Azzaro Pour Homme now. So take a look at the bottle. Unfortunately, I do not have the box because I got this in a bundle with a deodorant, I believe, and maybe like a shampoo or something like that. But looking at this bottle, of course, it's in the iconic Azzaro Pour Homme bottle. The same bottle that's used with all the flankers. I do own one flanker, which is nighttime. It's a sort of a good rhubarb fragrance, nothing like this. But yeah, the bottle is just very classic. It does have a plastic cap that is very lightweight. And it's actually a huge cap as well. Of course, you have the Azzaro Pour Homme. You do have Azzaro kind of embossed in the glass. On the bottom, you do have some of your information. It is an eau de toilette concentration, and you have your batch code right there to authenticate your product and see when it was produced. And that's actually, I believe, etched in, which is nice, so not a sticker. And then nothing on the back. So yeah, pretty basic looking bottle. Nothing special about it, but it is iconic nowadays. In the top, you have lavender, anise, lemon, caraway, basil, bergamot, clary sage, and iris. In the middle, you have vetiver, sandalwood, patchouli, cedar, juniper berries, and cardamom. And in the base, you have oak moss, leather, amber, musk, and tonka bean. So that clearly looks like a classic masculine fougere by that note breakdown. So let's go ahead and spray this one and see what I get from the classic Pour Homme now. And take a look at this atomizer as well. Decent atomizer. It's not pressurized, but it does get the job done. And that's all that matters, guys. So, oh man, yeah, I pick it up in the air and it does smell very classic and very masculine. So in that opening, guys, right off the rip, I get a very kind of piercing lemon note to my nose. Yeah, very lemony. I also do get a little bit of that clary sage, but I do get a ton of that lavender. It's a very nice lavender. Sort of has like a creamy aftershave kind of vibe to it. Very, very nice. But guys, what actually makes this a little bit different than just like every other barbershop fougere fragrance is that it actually has a lot of spices, obviously coming from that anise and that caraway. But I get a ton of anise, guys. And anise is actually a spice that's not used in many fragrances. I don't really know, off the top of my head at least, any other fragrance that has this note, or at least that's prominent in this note. It's a very unique spice, I gotta say. It comes across a little bit woody as well. But yeah, mostly getting the lemon, the anise, and that lavender note right off the bat, guys. And it does smell very classic. It does smell like it came from the 70s, 80s kind of era. it just has that vibe to it. So if you love that era of fragrances, you'll definitely love this one. It'll be right up your alley, guys, I gotta tell you. Now, as this fragrance actually dries down, you still do get the spiciness to it, but what actually comes in is actually you get some earthy, grassy vetiver, but you get a ton of oak moss, guys, especially in the base of this stuff. You get a very, very aromatic oak moss note in here. Oak moss is actually a note that I do enjoy as well. And I gotta say, Azzaro did really good with that note in this fragrance, guys. They blended it very, very nicely alongside the lavender and the spices. It just works perfectly. Now, compared to some other classic masculine fragrances such as like Jacquard Noir, Grey Flannel, Paul Sebastian, Chanel Antaeus, stuff like that, this fragrance is honestly pretty good when it comes to that kind of genre of fragrances. I actually do quite enjoy this one. Would I say it's my favorite classic masculine fragrance? Definitely not. I do prefer some other ones, but at the end of the day, I do actually appreciate this one, and I wear it once in a while, and every time I wear this one, I get some older women always compliment me how good I smell. I don't know if they associate this fragrance with like a family member or growing up or something like that, but they always like this fragrance. So but I'd say the scent profile is outdated. That depends. It definitely does not smell modern. I don't see younger guys really liking this one or thinking it smells good or anything like that. So for me, guys, you're definitely gonna have to appreciate old school classic fougere masculine fragrances to actually enjoy this one as well. For me, I love fragrances. I look at all fragrances like a piece of art, like an artwork, so to say. So this one I can definitely still wear nowadays without a problem, but it definitely does have a dated feel to it and very old school. So just be careful of that, guys. If you're a younger guy and you're not really into fragrances, or you're just looking for something that smells clean, and this is not the fragrance for you. Like I said, you have to like old school fragrances to like this one. So let's go over seasons I think is best for Azzaro pour Homme. Now, honestly, it could be very versatile, like all seasons and all occasions kind of ordeal. But if I had to pick certain seasons that's best for this, it would definitely say fall, winter, and spring. Definitely not summer, because there's nothing really aquatic, there's nothing ozonic, there's nothing very citrusy about this fragrance. Besides that little bit of lemon in the top that does disappear very, very quick. So yeah, fall, winter, and spring is the best for Azzaro pour Homme. Now, for occasions, guys, it is very versatile when it comes to occasion. You can wear this one dressed down, you can wear this one dressed up. So it would work if you're just chilling at home, if you're going to work, if you're running errands, but it would also work on like a date night. Especially if you're a little bit older on a date night. Not really if you're a younger guy, there's better options for date night situations, but it would work for that at the end of the day. You can also wear this one, like I said, to work. You can wear this one to a wedding. You can wear this one to, formal events as well. It just works for pretty much all occasions, and more so for fall, winter, and spring for seasons. For gender and age, you already know what I'm gonna say. This is 100% a masculine, male-targeted fragrance, not feminine at all. I would say somebody that would actually appreciate this fragrance a little bit more would definitely be like 30 and up. I would say anyone below 30, you're either gonna have to love fragrances in general like myself, or you do like that old school kind of a scent profile, you're gonna appreciate this one. But at the end of the day, 30 and up is the best for Azzaro pour Homme. So let's touch on performance, guys. Now, the performance of Azzaro pour Homme is definitely one of the best performing classic fragrances that you can still purchase today. This one, even though it has probably been reformulated a ton since the late 70s, this one still is a beast of a fragrance. I gotta tell you guys, this stuff pushes off the skin for a good like 5 hours, maybe like a foot and a half off of my skin. And the longevity lasts around 12 hours as well. So no complaints when it comes to performance. It's definitely above average. It's not nuclear per se, but it's very good, guys. So if you're worried about this and you owned it back in the 70s and you're probably thinking the new formulation smelled nothing like back in the day, which it probably doesn't exactly smell like that, because back in the day you can use like authentic oak moss, stuff like that, which you can't no longer. So it probably has changed a little bit, but the performance is still very, very good, guys. So do not worry about that. So that's gonna wrap up my review of the classic Azzaro pour Homme. Let me know down below if you've actually owned this fragrance, if you have any memories associated with this one, because it seems like every time I review some of the older classic fragrances, I always get people commenting like memories they've had with this fragrance and things like that. And I just love reading those kind of things, guys, because at the end of the day, fragrance and your sense of smell is the closest thing related to your memories. So we generate so many memories with fragrances, and I love hearing your guys' stories. But let me know if you down below if you actually appreciate this fragrance. What is your classic favorite fragrance in general? I love hearing that stuff. But leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch all you guys in the next upload. Take care, everybody.